Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda, here with Endure Athletics, and I'm a certified personal trainer. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about ways to increase your protein intake on a vegan or vegetarian diet. This video is for any vegans or vegetarians who have been told the myths for so long that there's no way you can get enough protein with this lifestyle, explaining ways that you can do it pretty effortlessly with some tips and tricks along the way. Regardless of your reason for vegetarian or vegan diet, it's important to increase your protein intake, especially if you're someone who is strength training. When you're strength training, you have to be eating adequate amounts of protein to help rebuild and repair your muscles. Even though I personally am a vegan, I think that it is fully your choice, and I don't think the vegan diet and lifestyle is for everyone, and I don't think it's necessary to be a healthy individual. I also think it's especially important not to go vegan solely for health reasons, but like I say, everything is individual, and if you are new to veganism or new to vegetarianism, this video I hope will be a great place to start. I also want to make a disclaimer that I'm not a dietary professional. Even though I have studied nutrition, it doesn't mean I am a registered dietitian. If you want actual dietary advice, you'll have to find a registered dietitian. All of the information I will be relaying in this video is based off of my own research and personal experience. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's get started. The first part of this video is going to be a why and how do I need so much protein? Regardless of your diet, research has shown that if you are strength training, you should be eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, which is the equivalent to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. This is to maintain or build muscle mass. On average, the normal person's skeletal muscle makes up 40 to 50% of your body weight. This is why you need to be eating so much protein, especially if you're strength training, because you're actually doing micro damage to all the muscles, and your muscles need protein to repair and rebuild themselves. There's a lot more that goes into building muscle than just protein intake, as in workout frequency and intensity, reps and sets, but I won't be getting into that in this video. I can always make another one in the future if it's something that interests you. My favorite and easiest way to look at this is to be eating about 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal if you're eating 3 meals a day, with a little bit of a high protein snack thrown somewhere else in there. I also want to throw it in there that you don't need to be strictly counting your macros and calories to see great progress and eat enough protein. Just adding in and implementing more of the foods that I'll be explaining can really help greatly improve your muscle mass and protein intake. Moving on to the foods. These foods are the highest sources of protein that you can find in a vegan and vegetarian diet that you should be eating super frequently to up that protein intake. And the first one being soy products. This might not come as a surprise to most of you, considering you know a lot of vegetarians and vegans who eat tofu for every meal of the day. The 3 main sources of soy products will be tempeh, tofu, and edamame. These vary between 8 to 15 grams of protein per half a cup serving. Soy products are naturally the top tier plant protein because they are a complete protein containing all essential 9 amino acids, which means you don't have to pair them with other foods to get all of the amino acids. The only thing that some people are skeptical on is that soy has minimal hormonal properties, which can affect people at large doses. I see a lot of contradicting things online, so I'm not going to be saying numbers, but just try not to get all of your protein from soy products throughout the day, and instead enjoy a variety of plant foods instead. The second source of protein I'll be mentioning is seitan. Essentially, it is just wheat gluten. It's a super high source of protein, except it does lack one of the 9 amino acids, lysine. It is super easy to make yourself, so I recommend either doing that or buying it from a health food store. And as long as you're eating a variety of other plant foods such as legumes, nuts, and seeds, you're going to be totally fine. Seitan has about 26 grams of protein per half a cup, so it is extremely high. And as long as you're eating enough other foods, it doesn't matter that it's not a whole protein because you'll be getting that lysine, that other essential amino acid, from other foods. The third source of protein I'll be mentioning are legumes like beans, chickpeas, lentils, etc. Although they're not the highest sources of protein, they are great and high in fiber and carbohydrates. One thing I like to do is actually replace a portion of my carbs with legumes because it contains fiber and carbs still, but will help me unconsciously increase my protein intake by using it as a base. For example, rice and beans, rice and lentils, and add an additional protein on top. One benefit of legumes is that they pack a lot of micronutrients that other starchy carbs and other high sources of protein don't have. The next one I'll mention are whole grains, nuts, seeds, oatmeal, whole wheat bread, all of this stuff. Again, they're a carbohydrate and a protein source, so they're really great. You can add them to a lot of things like smoothies. Another thing I love to do is make salad dressings out of cashews. You can always throw some hemp seeds on top of a salad. I recommend not eating a shitload of them just because they're super high in fat content and not the highest in protein content, but they're super great to add throughout the day, and healthy fats are also essential. So keeping nuts and seeds at your disposal is always a great way to give it like a little boost. The last sources I'll mention will be protein shakes, protein bars, nutritional yeast, fortified protein drinks, all things that you can add into your day to supplement and achieve that protein goal easier. And the bulk of your intake shouldn't be coming from these sources. They're just a great addition to what you're already eating. Now that I've covered at least, I hope, most of the protein sources, I'll be moving on to explaining how to build a meal in favor of increasing your protein. And I have 3 example meals that I'll show you. I'll put on the screen for you to grab ideas from or use as a reference to help building your meals with about 30 to 40 grams of protein and showing you how easy it really is. Moving on to building a high protein meal. Of course, you want a balanced meal 3 times a day. All meals should include a carb source, a fat source, and a source of protein. The easiest way to increase protein will just be to increase the consumption of some of the foods I listed above. If you want some more in-depth macros and meal ideas, I will be displaying them on the screen right now. You can screenshot them. And these will all be before I add sauce or dressing on top. That's why they look a little bit low in fat sometimes, because I always add like an oily dressing or an oily salad dressing, or like I was saying before, a cashew sauce. And usually that will increase the fat content and the calories by about 100 to 200 more. Also, I want to throw in the idea that having a high protein snack once or twice a day will really help without having to think about putting so much protein and thought into each meal. Having a protein bar on the go is a really great way, or having a protein shake. Another thing is adding nutritional yeast to almost any meal can be a really great boost of protein. I do want to say it is an acquired taste, so if you haven't had it before, you might want to start small with it and see if you even like it before including it into your daily meals. Before closing out the video, I'm going to do a quick summary of the key points I think you should take away from this video. First of all, eating a variety of whole foods will produce the best results. Focusing on increasing your general protein intake will be the best way to go, especially for people who are new to this. Counting your macros isn't necessary and it can be overwhelming at first. Next, of course, this isn't just for bodybuilders or people who want super big muscles. Eating more protein is great for maintaining muscle and good health. Anyone who trains in the gym should be focused on consuming enough protein. That was it for the video. If you do want to see any videos on meal prep ideas, let me know. I try to eat a generally whole food, healthy, high protein vegan diet. So if that's something you're interested in, please comment down below. Please give me a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I try to post every single week. Make sure you turn on that bell notification icon to see every time I upload. Share with a friend if you think someone else you know might enjoy this, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for sitting through this and watching. See you next time. Bye.